and welcome to 2015. We hope you had a very good 2014. This is Team Kryptk, a selective amount of people from the team that are free today. And we are starting something this year that we wanted to start last year, but we just thought, why not start at the beginning of the year and carry on throughout 2015? And that is a podcast. Now, this one is recorded and it will be on YouTube, but we will be doing ones on Twitch where you can come along and ask questions. So this is called Kryptkast because we are Team Kryptk and we thought we'd be clever with play on words and it's catchy. And today we've got a few topics that we're going to be discussing and then asking you guys to answer some of our questions that we have down below in the comment section. So give a little introduction to who's actually on today's podcast. We've got Boone Gaming. He's been literally part of the team since day one. So Boone, do you want to give a little intro about yourself?
Hello everyone, my name's Boone, as Naya has just told you. But as Naya has said, I joined Team Kryptk quite an early stage and I've enjoyed every single day since I've been here. And I'm a big gaming fanatic. I must say I play on nearly every system apart from Xbox, which is crap. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I'll pass it. I don't know who is up, down.
Next
right,
is Aladdin. Aladdin actually helped start the team and is one of the team leaders of Team Kryptk. Give yourself a little intro.
Yeah, I am Kryptk Aladdin, formerly Waffle Aladdin. I play all games of all kinds. I've recently upgraded to a PS4 from an Xbox One, which is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Just going to put that out there. So I'm looking forward to next-gen gaming, streaming, recording with the rest of the team when they decide to come to the future.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. And we've got Mr. Fox, who is a baby on the team. He's recently joined. He's kind of like a Christmas present to the Team Kryptk. And yeah, if you want to give yourself a little intro.
Hi guys, I'm the Mr. Fox. I've only been with Team Kryptk for, say, a couple of weeks, maybe a month, roughly. I don't know. And so far, you know, with the gaming sessions that I've actually had, it's been brilliant. And hopefully with 2015 now upon us, that this will continue and become bigger.
That was weird. Like when you said become bigger, your screen just went.
Maybe it was planned.
The power of editing. And to my right or left, whatever side it is for you, I have the wonderful Chicken Din Dins who's rocking some leopard print and pink headphones. If you'd like to give a little bit into why Team Kryptk started, baby?
It started because I'm a lonely gamer and I like to play with people. But that sounds really weird. No, I just wanted to make a social team because I wanted to kind of gain subs not by myself.
And Team Kryptk is actually 1 year old today. It was born on the 1st of 2014 of January. So Team Kryptk is actually, so happy birthday, Team Kryptk. A little intro about yourself, maybe? Apart from being the founder of Team Kryptk.
I don't really do much. I just play random games and I don't really edit them. I just like to play with people and just hope that people enjoy it, really. That's why we started the team.
Mm.
You talk more than me. I don't talk much.
I'm just a voice box for both of us. Well, I'm Naysayers, and I helped make Team Kryptk on New Year's Eve last year because we had nothing better to do. And I mainly play a lot of PC, but I do play 360 since Chicken Din Dins converted me like a year ago. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a PS4, potentially having 2 PS4s in the flat. And yeah, Team Kryptk's awesome, and it's made so many friends along the way.
We did evolve yesterday, though. We went out and took the plunge. We took the plunge and got a PS2.
Oh, old school.
Oh shit, yeah.
I thought I'd try and confuse everyone by saying like we got a PlayStation, and then yeah.
I got a bit confused at first because I think I seen it on Twitter or Facebook. You said I got a PS2 and you're holding a PS1 game. I was like, what? I think I seen the PS2 games next to it.
Just to confuse people even more so. Excellent. Right, hopefully everyone feels a little bit more welcomed and introduced to who's actually on the podcast today. So I guess I guess the main thing, not to repeat anything that we've already discussed, but it's fine, is kind of the highlight of Team Kryptk for each of us so far. Obviously, it's been a whole 365 days of being Team Kryptk out there in the ether of the internet. So I was wondering, or we're wondering, what is your most favourite highlight of Team Kryptk so far? Boone, did you want to start us off first? I know it's sort of going in a very similar circle.
I gotta say, my most favourite was the charity live stream. I gotta admit, that was hilarious. And to be fair, there was a certain part of it which was the intro, and that was hilarious because there were so many people there. And I think it was when we did the Harlem Shake. I think I've got a video on my YouTube from that, and that did it for me. That did.
I forgot we even did that. That was like within the first 30 minutes of the live stream. Oh,
yeah, when we had energy and we were still awake.
Oh dear. Well, just to mention that the live stream did go very well, and we did 25 hours of live streaming thanks to Aladdin's mouth. Because we were going to do 24, and then we said if we raise a certain amount of money, we'll do 25 hours. So that was kind of our biggest. I think that's the biggest joint team effort. But definitely that Harlem Shake was. Oh dear! Insert clip here.
We raised, it was about £600 money in the end. Which was
Cash
really
and online donations. So yeah, we did really well for that. Aladdin.
Hello.
Hello.
I would say probably because we're all Minecraft people. I enjoy the build-offs. I think when we were doing them consistently, regularly, it was something I really enjoyed doing, and I'd like to get back into doing that. I think it'd be awesome. And there's a little baby boy.
He's so cute.
Sorry about that.
Excellent. What was your favourite topic of or genre that we had to build off?
Probably. Well, we've only uploaded like 2 of them, haven't we?
We have done a lot not recorded as well. We done
Probably the one between you, Miss Naysayers, when you did like was it the magic like Harry Potter related? No, was it?
I didn't do that.
I did Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter one. Yeah.
I made a wizard hat.
Yes.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I swear you did, because you did like Quidditch, didn't you, Naysayers?
Yeah, it was me versus you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did a Quidditch thing, didn't I? And I couldn't get the posts right, which is still an
Just
issue
couldn't
with
get
me.
it right.
You're not funny. So just to explain what a build off is we Aladdin and Chicken Din Din's actually built in the realm a playoff area where there's a big wall in the middle, and 2 people go in and enter, and they're given a topic by the judge to build off. They have a time set, and then the best winner, the best person that's built off is judged by the judge, and then you get to see what both people have built, and it's quite an interesting viewpoint watching people and ah about what they're actually going to build. We've done like Harry Potter, we've done SpongeBob and Egyptian and all sorts of different themes, which have been really weird but quite funny as well. So thank you.
We were going to do a Disney one, wasn't we? And I straight up refused to do it.
Let's build a snowman. It's okay.
Olaf.
Oh dear. Fox, what is your favourite highlight of Team Kryptk so far? I mean, you've watched quite a lot of our live streams and became quite a regular, so that's why you're kind of part of the family now.
See, without trying to repeat on what Boone said, personally for me, my favourite was, kind of being around for the 25-hour live stream. I know I wasn't directly in it, but for, the vast majority of it, I was sat in the chat, speaking to all you guys and kind of interacting with you guys. And I think for me, that was the best part of my kind of part of Kryptk so far, because obviously I've not been in the team very long. So as I say, for me that must have been the best thing, because I want a t-shirt that I still haven't got.
Yes, I know. It's still in our bedroom. I'm gonna send it to you. Like, that's my no word of a lie, that is my New Year's resolution, to get this bloody t-shirt sent to you. And I've got no excuse now because I talk to you every day, so I have to get it sent.
We look like fraudsters.
Yeah, it's there. You will get it by the next podcast. You'll be like, look at my Syndicate t-shirt.
I'm gonna be like, I'm wearing it.
Yes.
It's small.
I shall wear it, even if it doesn't fit me.
You'll still look swag. It's fun.
That'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, no. Besides not being in the team long, I would still say that the live stream was the best thing because kind of conversing with all you guys and getting to know you a little bit more. So now I'm part of the team, I can learn more and do things with you and stuff. So that's fun.
Woo!
Yay.
How are you?
Oh me.
Is it my go?
Yeah, you can tell about your highlight.
It's not such a highlight, but it kind of goes against the question. But probably when I chose to shut down the team, and then I realised that I made a grave error. That's just more of a reflection than a highlight, but it kind of put into perspective how well things were actually going. It took for me to realise, shit, okay, things were actually quite good. Before I chose
As
to.
the saying goes, you don't realise what you've got until it's gone.
We keep saying to each other, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
Yeah.
we needed time out for the website, that was for sure. We needed to take a step back because I think we all invested so much into that live stream. We took a whole month's planning, a whole month's of live streaming before the live stream, that we kind of invested so much time, all of us, into it, that I think we needed to take a step back and kind of think about the direction we want to go. Do we want to do that? Is that what we want our name to be for charity? I think overall, I think it gave us all a chance to take some me time and get back into gaming for fun.
I think it was one of those things where it was just like we thought we wanted to do competitive play, which we're still open to, but it's whether people want to do it. But we kind of made a name on social gaming, so we decided that was the best way to go, really. Like, that's where we're most comfortable. So like you said, if it's not broken, don't fix it, really.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what my highlight is. I've been trying to think about it. I think it's all the little things, like when we've played Gary's Mod and stuff, and I've just been like crying of laughter, and I've had to mute my mic and stuff like that just because of the stuff you're coming out with, or like if Dash has killed himself for the third time, or when he's building his house, or we've stolen someone's chicken off Minecraft, or T-boned someone's stables or something like that. It's all the kind of little funny things because that it's nice when sometimes you can have a joke as well and like not get and everyone can join in, especially when we're on Twitch and they're like lol and stuff like that.
just like lol.
Lol. Go to game, lol, please.
Oh dear. So I guess we've kind of reflected back on our year, and we can say that it was quite a successful year. I guess it's kind of looking to what we kind of enjoyed gaming wise. Now that we've sort of talked about social side and Team Kryptk, what have you personally enjoyed in 2014 gaming wise? So that could be anything like attending events, a game that you brought, something that you found out about, something you achieved, anything like that. So do you want to go in reverse order?
Well, me.
Reverse order.
Yeah.
The obvious one, going to EGX, that was fun. Meeting Syndicate, that was awesome. Because you kind of get the preconceived judgment that when you meet someone that you watch like every day, that they're not going to be a normal person. But he was cool.
Well, he was lying down on the floor. He came to shake our hands, and he just laid down on the floor and started coughing. He was like, "Don't worry about me, I'm fine." And I was just like,
Yeah.
I was just standing over him, like, "You okay, Tom? You all right, mate?" Like, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. It was just that whole being there, like knowing that everyone's there for the same reason, is a really cool thing, and it kind of puts into perspective when you're in a team that everyone is there for the same reason. And it's just a really cool thing to be part of, and the fact that it's going to be in my hometown this year is awesome. Get to go home for EGX. That's fun.
Woo! Fox, we don't really know much about you as a whole for 2014. So tell us what your favourite gaming experience was.
Well, I was supposed to go to EGX this year, last year as well, but for reasons of being not 18, I didn't see the point in going to an expedition of gaming where I couldn't play on all of the games. So I didn't go to EGX, which I will be going this year. But my favourite kind of gaming experience was it wasn't too far ago, actually. It was actually playing the game that Isaac Rebirth, Binding of Isaac, which only came out about 2 months ago, was it? Or so? I don't know.
Yeah.
But so far, playing that game, I must have invested about 60 hours into it, which, for a small game as it is a lot. And I've thoroughly been enjoying that game so much. And I'm not even, like, completed it yet. It's so strange, but that's must be my... It's a weird thing, that, isn't it? You know, the entire year, and it's like, oh, yeah, 2 months ago. But yeah, no, that's got to be my favourite experience in terms of gaming for 2014, playing the Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
That's pretty cool. You pretty much spent your whole 2 months playing that game.
Oh, well spent.
An outrageous amount of time.
Aladdin, what's your favourite gaming experience for 2014?
Every time Team Kryptk plays DayZ, something really stupid happens.
I'm just
Chicken
thinking of the
Dindin's
last
getting
time.
like twerked on top of, like glitched out outside a boat.
It's always me that dies.
That time when Naysayers like spent the whole of the like 25-hour stream DayZ
running.
session just glitched, and we were just like, what we meant to do? We can't just leave her. So yeah, like I enjoyed that game, playing it with people or on my own, but it's something stupid always happens when we play as a group. So yeah.
It never goes well. We always have these plans. I'm like, right, we're going to record this episode and we're going to do this. And it's like 10 minutes in. No one can log in. No one can find each other.
Finally
I'm
meet
dead.
up or die of starvation.
Oh my god. Oh dear. Thank you for sharing that. Boone, what's your favourite gaming experience so far of 2012?
Well, mine has got to be when I went to Comic-Con in November. I think, yeah, November. Because they normally do two a year, but my best one was November, yeah. And I love dressing up. And I think I went as Spider-Man, and my wife went as Lara Croft, and it was hilarious. The amount of people that, when you dress up, everyone's just like, I want a picture, I want this. Can you have a picture of me? Or you get the kids shouting, it's Spider-Man! And I just love all that interaction with people as well, and it's amazing. And like the people that are there, like I met one of the artists for Marvel, and I got him to draw a picture for me and sign it. And he did not seem like the kind of person that I thought he would have been. I thought because he's a Marvel artist, you'd think he's quite stuck up. But I met him, and he was asking me so many questions, and he wanted a picture of me with the Spider-Man that I got off him, and he was really a great guy. So it's like you don't expect someone like that to turn out the way, well, to end up like when you do talk to him, to actually be like that. But I gotta say, yeah, that was my most memorable time of 2014 gaming wise, was at Comic-Con. It was hilarious.
That's quite cool. That's really cool. Have you got your picture online at all of your drawing?
I might do, yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to have a look at that.
I think it's on Facebook, yeah.
Oh, sick. I don't know what mine. It's not really gaming. Can I say it's gaming related?
I don't know, because I don't know what it is.
There's two I had. One was meeting Ashens at Expo. He's kind of gaming related. He did a Game Boy film thing.
I became invisible for about half
Yeah,
an
and
hour.
then Ashens decided to point out how I'd left him on the side, and I was fixing Ashens' hair for him because I was like, it's been annoying me all day. Please let me fix it. But it sounds really bad. I actually went to my first ever midnight launch of a game which was Advanced Warfare. A lot of people are going to probably put, oh, I hate Advanced Warfare, it's such a shit game. I don't care. I actually got really excited about going into it, and we knew the guys at the store. They were messaging us asking if Team Kryptk were going to be streaming it, and they were giving us like posters and stuff like that. So that was really cool for me, and playing the game and being able to get some content up first of, like, you know, as soon as I could it was a lot of pressure because I didn't know really what I was doing, but it was quite a good experience for me, and I've learned a lot of stuff from that as well. So I guess that was my highlight. But yeah, it's pretty snazzy. So 2014 over and done with, and we've, you know, had fond memories. What are you looking forward to in 2015 gaming related? Obviously, once again, it could be events and games and stuff like that. So who wants to go first?
I don't mind.
Go on,
Go on,
Boo.
then, Dindins. I'll let you go.
Hoverboards.
Really?
Hoverboards.
Hoverboards. It's got to happen this year.
Can we have a original idea?
Do you want me to think of an original idea now?
Yeah, we'll go to Boone.
Okay, let's get to that.
as some people might know, I'm a big movie fan as well, and I know this year there's meant to be an Assassin's Creed movie coming out in August, I believe it is. But none of it's got. There's no information on it. All I know is that it's meant to be happening in August, and the playing Desmond is Michael Fassbender. That's all I know. But I really want that to happen, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's quite cool. But do you think you'll be in cinemas?
I'm hoping it will. Yeah.
Straight to DVD.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because there'll be a lot of people that won't want to watch it because it's game related.
Yeah.
That's silly.
That's pretty cool. Aladdin.
Hello.
Hello.
Hopefully the heists are coming to GTA this year, even though they should have been here last year, which would be good because it's like 4-person heist, which is perfect for us. And then there's also what's it called now? The new Middle Earth game, the like Lord of the Rings type game.
Shadow
that I
War.
really want. Yeah, I really want to play that, whether it's on next gen or PC. It's something I'm really looking forward to playing.
It's currently on sale.
I know it is, but I just don't own it. I'm saying I can now own it, and it will be 2015. So.
Oh yeah.
Ta-da! He thought about
Yourself.
this. So he thought about this perfectly. Excellent. And Fox, what's your most
For
look forward
me,
to?
it's got to be going to EGX this year. Like, I am making it a point to go to EGX this year, regardless of what happens in terms of travel, accommodation. I will get there because I've been wanting to go for the last 2 years, but for reasons I've not been able to go. But this year, this will be the year. Literally, I'm just putting everything on hold to go to it. So that's going to be fun. And I'm hopefully going to play lots of, newly released games there as well, which will be fun.
Word of warning, you get very exhausted very quickly, so take bananas and water.
All the information around you makes you like, so many games.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, and then you play like a load of games, you're all gamed out at the end of the day. You need a good old McDonald's.
I was told
tips.
as well it's a lot of queuing,
Oh,
a
my
lot
God.
standing about and waiting.
Well, we had press passes, so we didn't have to wait for anything really, did
Well,
we?
wow.
apart from Call of Duty, because we wanted to play with everyone that didn't have press passes.
Yeah,
Do we explain the story or do we not?
if you want to.
So we thought we'd wait to the end of the day of EGX to go queue for Advanced Warfare because we would be the last people. And we were at the 45-minute sign. There was 45 minutes to the end of EGX. There was about 20 of us in the queue. We finally get to the end and they're like, oh, only 10 people can get in. We're like, okay, 12 people, that was it. Only 12 people can get in. We're like, okay, that's all of us. Because we bumped into some people like Safin, Timmy, Naz, Chaz and all that. So we were all a big group. And then they come out again, as we're just about going, goes, oh, only 10 of you can go in. And we were like, I was fuming. So I was like at the front and I was like saying to the guy, I was like, you can't have this, blah, blah, blah. So we'd been waiting 45 minutes and not all of us got to have a go until we all kicked off and they let them go play a different game. But yeah, no, the queuing is horrendous. But like certain areas, there wasn't much queuing, like indie games and stuff like that. But everywhere else, there was queues everywhere. And we went on the Thursday, so...
I wasn't into it, but I watched the League of Legends tournament. That was pretty cool. It was like they made like part of the arena. It's like it looked like a forest where everyone was
that's
sitting
wicked.
watching it. It looked like a forest. It was awesome, and I wasn't really into stuff like that, but I was like, they've really gone all out.
I love League of Legends, I do, so I probably would have loved that.
Yeah, you would have been like, this is balling.
Take it home.
Oh, my days. So, Chigs.
Was it my go?
I think so.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to?
Yeah.
Hoverboard. GTA on PC. I don't think I'll touch my Xbox for a good couple of months. And probably the next Call of Duty game because I don't like Advanced Warfare that much. And I want to see where they go after all the boosting and the double jumping and stuff. There's not really anywhere they can go now, so they'll probably go backwards and do a Ghost 2 or something like that, which I'd like to see because it'll go back to the standard Call of Duty play type.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me really.
Okay. I was thinking, and I have the longest time to think, and I still can't think. It's a bit outdated, but I'm literally looking forward to playing online Battlefield 4 on the PC. I started playing the campaign yesterday, but now it's 2015. I can say it for this year. And trying to get round to a PlayStation 4 and playing Destiny. I didn't watch any gameplay.
Face.
Shut up. I didn't see any gameplay until I watched a friend Jeremiah's Twitch, and I was like, actually, this looks amazing. I really want to play it, but it's not coming out on PC at all. Pretty much, the developers have announced that just because it's the first time they've made a game in a very long time, and they had basically PlayStation coders building the game for both PlayStation and Xbox, and they just don't have the money or the people yet to make it onto PC, and they did recently announce that they're probably not going to have it on PC. Someone will probably correct me somewhere down the lines where they watch this podcast, but I did do some extensive research. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is finally getting around to play it. I won't buy it on 360 purely because I just want to enjoy the graphics and stop pulling signs like that that's still technically swearing. Don't get sassy with me. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, I guess. It's just going out into different game modes and, well, game genres, really. Yeah.
I brought Destiny last week and I haven't even touched it.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous. Play it. What are you doing? Why are you here?
I only brought it because everyone else on my friends list was playing it, so I thought, I might as well get it now. And I just haven't been bothered to go on there because I've been playing Battlefield.
Just staring at it on your table, just like, no.
I spent money.
Yeah, I have to play it now because I've spent money on it.
What have you got so against Destiny, Aladdin?
I just think it was really overrated for what it is.
Yeah, I
I
agree
don't
with that.
like the hype that come up to it, and then from what I've seen of it, it's just not lived up to what it should have been.
Just looks like Halo.
Yeah, a lot of people have said Halo.
Well, that's why I was really against Call of Duty, because like all the hype that got, and then it's just like a mismatch of like loads of other games. Just like, oh, that was popular in that game, let's put it in this one. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I do feel like Advanced Warfare was definitely overhyped. We've all kind of played it for a couple of weeks and not really picked it up again. A bit like Titanfall as well, though, really.
Yeah, I uninstalled Titanfall yesterday. It's just the installation on it is massive, and it's just like you really get into it. You're like, holy shit, this is a great game, and then you play it for like a week or so, and then you're like, no, there's not really much I can do anymore.
To be fair as well, it's been kind of a trend of the overhyping in 2014. You look at games like Watch Dogs, that was supposed to be like massive, and then you got to play it and it was like, well, this isn't very good.
Yeah, I did the first mission and gave up.
Yeah.
I gave the game back.
Literally, I only completed it maybe about a month ago, and that was after like 6 months of just looking at it like in my Steam library, just like, no, I'm not playing this, because it was just buggy, and it was just not a very good game in general. I think that was a very trending thing in 2014, so maybe that'll improve in 2015.
I think, and it's something that I've noticed a lot as well. When you go into sort of game and CEX and stuff like that, shops over here in England, that you know in a couple of weeks if a game is good or not, depending on how many games have been exchanged on the shelf. Yeah. And Watch Dogs, when we went into Birmingham CEX the other day, Watch Dogs was literally filling up like huge amounts of shelf space,
Yeah,
and you're
just
just like,
as well,
yeah,
it?
and
It was like dirt cheap.
And dirt cheap. So I think I've kind of learned, and maybe you guys have learned along the way as well, is sometimes to wait until all the hype's died down, see what the prices are as well, obviously price drops, and see what people are actually saying on their videos 3 weeks later after they've got the game, which is something I think needs to, I guess I'm hoping, well, I think we're all hoping that the overhype stops in 2015.
I think there's a certain trend recently with what, I don't know how to put it, with futuristic looking games, whereas like you've got Assassin's Creed, which does it's part of the stylistic scheme and it's kind of consistent, whereas you've got all these new games coming out which are futuristic, which have nothing to do with the actual game. Like Titanfall was sort of there, and technically it was like the first game to use the double jumping and stuff like that with first person shooters kind of thing, and it's one of those things where everyone's just jumping on the bandwagon, and then there's no longevity in the game. Like the old Borderlands games people would play for weeks and weeks and weeks, and now they brought the new Borderlands out, and people are just playing it, playing a storyline. They're just like, oh, okay, like I'm done with that now. There's no longevity in games anymore. There's no games that make you want to sit there for weeks and weeks and play it. It's quite weird.
Is there a game when you were a kid that you always wanted to play? Anyone?
When I was really young, I remember my dad had a PS2, I think it was, and he had a Time Crisis, and he had the gun
The
as
gun.
well.
Yes.
And I remember I always wanted to play it, and he was always saying, you're too young, you're not old enough to shoot people, basically. And then I think I remember the one day he went out with my mum, and I was just like, I'm playing it. I don't care what you say, I'm playing it. And I just sat there for ages playing this Time Crisis shooting game, and I just fell in love with it.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I think. Go on, go on, Chicks.
Sorry. I was going to say, like, just any of the Tony Hawk's games, because it's just one of those games where you just button bash, and there's no real aim to it. Any of those games, like, I picked up a load of games yesterday when we got the PS2, and it's just like SSX.
Hey.
We've got Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and we've got Midnight Club. And then it's just one of those things that it's just like, you get the games and there's no real aim. You need a very short attention span. So that's my kind of game, really. Because I don't really get on with them so well, like the longer games.
Talk about button bashing game. I played Doom yesterday. Anyone remember Doom?
Hang on.
We're frozen.
There we go. Right.
Right.
Sorry,
weird.
it was all like really glitchy, and we were like, what? What's Doom? Sorry.
The video game Doom. Does anyone remember it? You don't remember Doom?
Yeah, I remember
I've
Doom.
seen
I've-
of it.
Someone made a Flash version of it on Google, so I was playing it yesterday. It's awesome.
Doom. I don't know.
Do you know what Doom is?
I don't know. We'll
It's
move
like
on.
one of the original first-person
There's a
shooters.
film of it as well with The Rock in it, Dwayne
Yeah, it's got
Johnson.
The Rock.
Oh right, blimey. I haven't really played first-person shooters up until like a year ago, really.
I think Doom was
So-
like one of the first main first-person shooting alien games.
Yeah, it's one of those games that when you were young, you'd look at the case and you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't want to play that. It's scary."
Oh man, this looks cool.
But like, is that old? You'd get, and you're that young, you'd get scared.
Yeah, we were talking with a friend yesterday about games that when you're young and they still scare the crap out of you. It's like my brother would always play on the old Mega Drive the Alien game, and I was always sat there when I was young. It pales in everything now, but you're like, holy shit, that looks quite scary. You grow up, you're like, it doesn't look scary, but I still won't play it.
Dear.
So
Aladdin,
I think-
what's the one game that you played the most, apart from Minecraft?
Minecraft back in it's not that old a game. Probably the same as Chigs. Tony Hawk's, like, that was something I grew up with. Like, for every console I've owned, I've had that game, and it's just a shame they stopped making it. But it wasn't just the gameplay; it was the music. Like, if it weren't for that game, I wouldn't be into the music I liked because of because they had like music videos all around you, and
Yeah, we said
that game.
that's what we said yesterday, wasn't it? Like all the games that I just showed you from the PS2, it was one of those things that you'd buy them for the soundtrack as well, and you'd buy them expecting a great soundtrack, like the old Need for Speed games as well.
Yeah.
And you buy the newer Need for Speed games, it's just dubstep on dubstep, and there's no, you can't used to buy it for the catchy songs. It doesn't matter what genre you're into, and what game you were playing, you'd buy it to get the really good music.
And you can create your own set list and stuff on there as well, and pick the music
exactly.
you're listening to.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so I guess that kind of flows on to our next thing of, now we've kind of reflected back on some games that we used to play quite a lot. Social gaming, how it maybe has differed from when we were children to now. Social gaming can probably be dictated or defined in many different ways by many different people who game in the gaming community, and all have different social kind of experiences, different social experiences. So we're all kind of 18 plus. A lot of us are in our 20s, so we're talking a decade ago when we were kids and we were first playing on our consoles and whatnot like that. So it'll be quite interesting to discuss maybe how you thought social gaming was when you was a child to how it is now, which is quite, I think, kind of something that you never really think about until you talk about it, really. So
yeah, I think it was like when we were thinking about getting a PlayStation yesterday. It was one of those things where I was talking about Tony Hawk's, and when I met my best friend, it was one of those things like you'd be like, "Oh, I've got Tony Hawk's. I'm bringing my copy up to yours," and then you'd go sit in your friend's house and you'd play that game for hours and hours. And then when they started doing this whole thing like that with NetPlay, you're like, oh, holy shit, like, you can play online. That's the weirdest thing. Why would I want to play online with strangers? What are you laughing at?
Aladdin's glass fell on the floor or something, and he was just like, wasn't me.
I didn't even notice it.
Oh dear, I just heard this tink. Okay, stop crying. So, like, I mentioned it like one of my vlogs that I used to either play with my brother, and like every game we used to play 2-player all the time on a tiny little crappy TV, or I'd sit there and watch him play. And there were certain games I liked watching people play rather than play myself, like Pokemon in the playground. I liked watching people play it on the Game Boy rather than me playing it myself. So I know all about the game, but I just didn't want to go out and get my dad to get it for me. But that's the way I socialised. I used to sit at the playground. I used to have my Pokemon cards, and I used to be like, oh, I've got this card and stuff like that, but I never used to play the game. Or, you know, I used to pack up the PlayStation and take it to a friend's house if I was sleeping over, if we wanted to play a certain game. And that's how we kind of socialised. But I don't know if you guys kind of had similar experiences or not.
Yeah, like 10 plus years ago, when what I would call social gaming is like I'll have about 3 or 4 friends stop over and playing on the PlayStation, and that's what I would call social gaming. And then I think very first time I played online was Rainbow Six on PS2, and then they're like the whole of your friends coming over that just like washed away then, and you just play online.
It was the time. It kind of puts walls up between gamers now. I think like it was another Tom Clancy game. I think Rainbow Six is Tom Clancy, isn't it?
Yeah, Tom Clancy. Yeah.
Yeah, I went up to my friend's house, and he used to have like the original Xbox, and he was saying how you can play online with people, and he was playing Splinter Cell, and he was like, "Oh, watch this," and he was giving this German kid abuse online, and I was just like, "This is just, I don't understand." And it's one of those things like the first time you do it, it's a complete mindfuck to you, but now it's so normal that you kind of just get used to the fact that, you know, there's gonna be little kids. Little 10-year-olds shouting at you online and stuff like that.
How they want to do nasty things to your mothers.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Aladdin.
Oh, I didn't even get. Back in my day, I used to wind up the Commodore 64.
A little bit of calling.
It was literally like games you used to play on tapes when I was little. It wasn't discs. It was awkward. But no, like console based with the PS1, we used to, like, me and my brother have always gamed together until like recently. Like we take it in turns on games. We're like, oh, you do this level, then I'll do the next level, or you go until you die and then I'll take over. And so that was social gaming for me until like Xbox Live came about. So.
It's really, like I said, it's really weird. It's kind of, like I said, it opens up loads of avenues where you can play with people all over the world, but at the same time it kind of creates barriers at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah. I don't get why it works the way it does, but it works for people. At the end of the day.
Fox, you're a bit of a baby on the team. You're not the youngest, but you're a bit younger than some of us. So I was wondering, did your experiences slightly differ, do you think, to ours, or?
Not too much. Like, I remember being a little witch and playing my Game Boy Color relentlessly. I remember being sat on holiday, and I was literally sat in the bathroom for like 3 hours, just sat on the toilet, as in lid down, not like just sat there playing my Game Boy Color. But like my mum came in like maybe after an hour, and she just kind of looked at me, and I just sat there like this. And then she came in like a couple of hours later, and I was just asleep like this. But ever since then, it's like kind of just grown. And I remember being like, say, 10 and having my next door neighbor come round every day and play. I think it was the Shrek 2 game. It was like a co-op game, and you could play. I was obviously on the same. It was local play really, and I remember saying to him every night, like, right, okay, after school we're gonna go home back to my place and we're gonna play Shrek 2, and we were like, that was it for like a week. Literally, we'd finish school. No homework was done. We'd finish school. We'd finish school and we'd just be like, right, we're going to play Shrek 2, and that's it. And then once we finished Shrek 2, we were like, what are we going to do now? And then we were like, well, we've got to find like some other game. So we resorted to Grand Theft Auto. Probably not the best step, but that was literally one of those, right, you do this mission, or if you die, then it's my turn. And that was it. It was like, he would come round to my house every night and we would just sit and play PS2, and that was it.
That's the best life to have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I remember, like, if I didn't want my brother to come in my room to play with me, I just used to put the dance mat on, and then he'd, like, get out of the room and be like, right, your time's up, mate. Leave the room, please. Putting the dance mat on. Wouldn't actually play it, but
dance mat. I'm so good with
but
those things.
we did see one in CX for £2 the other day, so we might get that. I think the thing for me, when you asked me about social gaming, and correct me if, you know, I'm wrong on this, is that when you're sitting in a room with someone going through, no, you do that level, you're kind of experiencing the game exactly the same as the person sitting next to you. But when you're on Twitch or maybe playing as a game, there's so many different point of views, that there's so many different gaming experiences, that you kind of get a wider experience of the game in a sense, because you're seeing what they're doing, you're doing what you're doing, and you're talking about different experiences as well whilst you're playing the game. Say like a co-op, you've all got different roles, but I think it's kind of extended it now that you're online, the actual way you can experience a game, in a sense. Because I know, say for instance that, you know, sometimes we say, well, online's kind of changed a lot to gaming, but I think it's actually benefited us as well, for people that are there for the experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's broadened it. At the end of the day, this team wouldn't be a team if we couldn't play online. Like, it's got more positives than negatives, but like again, I think it's when you go back to the older games, the games that you're supposed to sit in a room together and play. I think the way people make games has changed. So like now they consciously taken the aspect, we're going to make a game where you can play with people all around the world. I think it's just completely changed the mentality of gamers and people who make the games too. It's so easy for people to become developers and actually make games and just take part in making games now, that it's so different to it was 5 years ago, let alone 10.
I think as well is if you sit in a room and play games like with, you know, like a bunch of friends. For example, if like a couple of years ago I used to play FIFA. Not a proud moment, but I used to play FIFA with like my friends, and it would literally be, say, 4 people sat in a room just like glued to the TV. But the amount of like insults you'd throw at each other, and, you know, the banter and all of it, just, I think that was what gave me you know, the perfect gaming experience, spending, you know, that amount of time with those people, you know, just having fun and, you know, just a game, you know what I mean? It's not as if it's even life-changing that you're spending 10 minutes playing a game, you know, having fun with all the people around you. And I think that is what gaming is missing these days. However, with integration of Skype and, you know, online, you can kind of have that same similar experience, but not I don't think you can kind of have it as well as if you're all sat in a room, personally. Yeah.
Now you can have it at the comfort of your underwear and
Yes.
cup of tea and
Exactly.
privacy.
That's what I was
Not
saying
scared
earlier,
of getting a
wasn't
black
it?
eye the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or an actual fight, like an actual ruckus, like happening or something, like, why are you water? Although we live in the same room, so if we play a game, that experience can still kind of happen. I can still punch him.
If I wanna look smart as well when I'm making videos, I could literally just put a suit on, my waist up.
Just top half.
Exactly. I sit in shorts in all of my videos, and I'm comfortable at the end of the day.
He's wearing shorts right now.
Don't touch my leg.
He only literally did his hair for this. So I guess that we are fond of both sort of. Well, actually, Aladdin, you made a good point about social gaming when we were planning the podcast. Do you want to elaborate?
Go on.
Shine.
It's kind of about like the Twitch integration sort of thing. Like they've kind of generated this thing now where every console, or even just games in general, Call of Duty did it from I think Black Ops 2.
Yeah, Black Ops. Yeah.
And then Minecraft have done it. They've put it into your options now where you can stream direct from Minecraft. And as I said, like the Xbox One and PS4 have got it built in for every game. Like it's brought a whole new generation of streamers to Twitch. I think it's kind of a good thing that people are able to do it easier without having these like amazing PCs and stuff. But at the same time, like it's a lot harder to get noticed.
It's saturated it a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, you see like there's 100 people streaming this game all with one viewer. And it's like if you're amongst them people, you've got to be doing something special to get noticed.
It kind of takes the emphasis off the people who, work their asses off and, buy a HD PVR or work to get the PC that they've got. Whereas you can just get this 10-year-old who's like, Mummy and Daddy got me an Xbox One and I'm just going to stream to the whole of Twitch today. It's fuck off. Like, work for what you've got.
Oh my god.
I've noticed that though, what Aladdin said, like, because on the PlayStation you got like a live feed where you can where you can search for a game. And then you search for a game and there's like hundreds of different ones with each like 1-2 viewers on it.
And then how do you...
Which one do I watch? That's the question.
And how do you go on?
I was going to say, if I'm on Twitch and I'm like, I've got nothing to watch in terms of YouTube videos, I'll just watch someone play a game. I will literally, I'll be like, I fancy watching this game. I'll click one of the top people purely for the fact it's like, well, they've got, say, I don't know, 1,000 viewers. They must be doing something, right? So.
Got a boobs out.
Probably.
Oh dear. So that's usually what I do. I'm like, well, they've got a larger amount of viewers. Maybe they're doing something better than others, And it is, as Aladdin said, it does make it harder for other people, that are just kind of starting out. It does make it harder for them because you don't want to scroll through 100 people playing the same game, all doing basically the same thing, talking about the same things. You just kind of like, I'll just click the top one because why not? But yeah.
Totes.
Yeah. I think like I was saying to Aladdin and like Tom the other day is like I liked gaming because I could play on my own. Like I could play on the Game Boy and just be in the room on my own. And now, like Aladdin brought up, like these single player games that don't even really have like an online co-op or anything like that or multiplayer, you can still have a social aspect by choosing to stream it to Twitch. And interacting with your audience or putting it on YouTube even, say, which is something that is still kind of social, isn't it, really? It's just not there and then when you're doing it. And I think it's a good thing, but then I think some gaming developers are concentrating too much on the online now. Like, we rely too much on the online aspects of games, and maybe they should actually focus a little bit more on the campaigns of games. That I might actually go back and play some campaigns if they were to do that. Because they put all their developing and coding efforts into multiplayer, don't they, really?
That's why I love Assassin's Creed so much, because it's like, they've got a multiplayer, but everyone knows Assassin's Creed is for the single player.
It's like what they did with GTA 5 on release. I'm really glad they didn't release online straight away. Yeah. So it gave me like the 2 weeks to actually play through the game, because I probably wouldn't have played it, and it's a game I really enjoyed.
I think the fact that they staggered it made it more enjoyable. Whereas if they'd done that with Call of Duty, I think people would actually sit down and play the campaign as well. Because, but I don't think many people would buy the game on release compared to when they actually done the multiplayer as well. It's weird, I think it's really interesting how they did it with GTA, but it shows the diehard fans that would actually go out and buy the game for the storyline too.
I was just holding out for the PC, but I had to give in at some point. So I guess really we've we want to know what you guys are thinking as well. So if you're watching this podcast and listening, let us know what you think about social gaming, whether it's differed for you. It'll be really interesting to know everyone's kind of experiences from then and now within the social community of gaming. But is there anything else anyone wants to discuss? If not, we'll round it up there for today's episode. It is going to be hitting about an hour long, this episode, which I think's substantial.
Fucking
It's
hell.
not bad.
Plenty.
Fucking hell.
It's okay,
Chatting
no one's
loads.
watching anyway.
So just to round up, really, we had a good 2014. We're hoping for a good 2015. Maybe potentially another live stream for a charity or a good cause, whatever we want to do. Maybe that's something we need to discuss after this podcast for the direction of Team Kryptk. Is there any ideas or anything you want to see Team Kryptk do? Would you like to see the build-offs be back on the old Twitcheroo? Or is there anything you would actually like to see a team do that you haven't seen done before but it's an idea of yours? Let us know down in the comment section, and make sure you share and retweet this, or wherever it is on the platform that you are currently watching this on. Make sure you share it, please, because we do put a lot of hard work into our stuff and we love your interaction as well. So a special thank you to everyone from Team Kryptk today that has been on the podcast: Boone, Aladdin, Fox and Chigs. This is the first Kryptkast podcast of 2015 and you've just watched it, and thank you very much for tuning in.
Yeah.
See you later. Love you. Bye-bye.